Hello, BookTube. Shelf tour. Bookcase 15. Shelf 4, Part 2. So let's get right at it. It's going to be a lot of sports. So we start with Jerry Remy watching baseball with Corey Sandler. And if you're a New Englander or a Red Sox fan, this is the 4th edition, by the way, then you know Jerry Remy was not only a ball player, but is an announcer on the baseball broadcast. So this was Lions Press, part of the Globe Pico Press, and it's from 2008. So he's basically teaching you how to watch baseball, the insights you can gain from watching a game and all that. Here's Nicholas Dawidoff. The Catcher Was a Spy. It's about Mo Berg. And it's just what it sounds like. Mo Berg was a Major League Baseball player, and he was also he was a spy. And it's a fascinating story. It's been years since I read it. Here's some of the images. So it's a little bit of cultural history there. Then here's Peter Gammons, Beyond the Sixth Game, What's Happened to Baseball Since the Greatest Game in World Series History, updated to 1985 season. And that sixth game on 1975, when Carlton Fisk hit his home run that he was trying to guide, when I was a young fellow, was quite a big deal. And then Real Grass, Real Heroes, Baseball's Historic 1941 Season by Dom DiMaggio and Bill Gilbert. An introduction by Ted Williams. And if you're a sports fan, you probably know all those names. Zebra Books Publishing. And this was from 1990. It's getting a little yellow, but beloved volume. And then here we have 101 Reasons to Love the Red Sox by David Green. As you probably can tell, I'm a Red Sox fan. It's easier for my generation than it was my poor father's. He did live long enough to see a world championship, so that's good. So Stuart, Talbory, and Chang out of New York published this, and this is by David Green, revised and updated. It's something for the fan. And then here's a beautiful volume. It's Easton Press, Summer of '49, David Halberstam. The end papers, the old ballparks. Easton Press, Norwalk, Connecticut. 1989 was the copyright by David Halberstam. And this came out in 96 from Easton Press. So it has the gold, has the ribbon marker, and in this case has a lot of the photos. So it's a baseball story. A very good one. And we have Mr. Red Sox, the Johnny Pesky story. And this was by John Nowlin, edited by Jim Prime, forward by Ted Williams, Rounder Books, Cambridge, Mass. And this came out in 2004. The noise out there is a big bucket loader trying to scrape ice off our road. Then Stuart Onan and Stephen King, Faithful, two diehard Boston Red Sox fans chronicle the historic 2004 season. Of course, when they won the World Series after a wee bit of a drought. Scribner's, New York, 2004. And they gave Stuart Onan and Stephen King their own baseball cards. And the novelist Stephen King is, of course, a big Red Sox fan. Then we have Red Sox University, baseball's foremost institution of higher learning, educated diehard Red Sox fans since 2001 by Andy Wasif. Just one of those little trivia fact type books, and some of it's tongue-in-cheek. Then Curse Reverse, the 2004 Boston Red Sox. Sort of a commemoration magazine book type thing. Here's another one. You can tell I was a little excited when it finally happened. So this is Sports Publishing Limited Liability Company, it's the Boston Herald, and this obviously was from 2004. And you got So Good, the incredible championship season of the 2007 Red Sox from the Boston Globe, another commemorative edition. And then 2013 World Series Fall Classic was the Cardinals versus the Red Sox. It's sort of the program that you get at the World Series. $15 for a program is a little pricey, but they still have it. So, and then The Exceptional Life of Baseball's Greatest Hitter in Pictures in His Own Words, and it's Teddy Ball Game by Ted Williams with David Pietruzza. I hope I pronounced that right. And this came out in 2002. Great old illustrations. And then, more baseball. This giant thing, boxed. And this is Baseball, the Illustrated History by Jeffrey C. Ward and Ken Burns. And it's a companion piece to the history of baseball that Ken Burns did, the great documentarian. Anything he does, I pretty much enjoy. And this was, I think this came after the Civil War, and of course he's done so many since. I think this year, or last year, yeah, we're already into a new year, he did one on Vietnam that I have not watched yet, but I will. And this here is the Boston Red Sox, and it's by Milton Cole and Jim Kaplan with a foreword by Johnny Pesky. And just one of those collector books for a fan. This one came out in 2007. So, you know, well illustrated. And then, I know you're getting tired of Red Sox books, but I never get tired of Red Sox books. This is the Boston Red Sox, 1901 to today, a retrospective of Boston baseball. Updated and include the 2004 World Series, which means you want it. There's Carlton Fisk trying to grab a foul ball, it looks like. And there he is again. Probably one of my favorite players ever. Pedro Martinez, also a great, obviously. Nomar Garcia Parra, Salvador, and then Babe Ruth. So that looks like, I think that's most of the baseball. Then we have this, The Letter in the Scroll, National Geographic book, What Archaeology Tells Us About the Bible by Robin Carey and Stephen Hislop. And beautifully illustrated like all National Geographic books are. And this one, I don't know what the date on it is. Sometimes they put it in the back for some reason. Yep, they did it again. 2009. Nicely illustrated volume. Then a couple of these magazines, Fine Books. I need to subscribe to them again. They're wonderful. I know they have a website. Wonderful magazine if you like nice editions of books. Then I just finished reading The Warden by Anthony Trollope. And I'm going to read Barchester Towers. I have an edition here, Riverside Editions, Houghton Mifflin Company. This one's edited by Louis Auchincloss. Sort of a beat-up old thing, but, I mean, I really enjoyed The Warden. And this, out of Boston, Houghton Mifflin Company, from 1966. The Warden was first published in 1855, and Barchester Towers is 1857, so it's just a little reprint. And here's a nice little beat-up old copy, hardback copy of Tanglewood Tales. It's London, J.M. Dent and Sons, and in New York it was E.P. Dutton Company. They published this 1950. You see the illustrations are pretty neat. Let's see if I can find a couple more, because they are fun. There's that. And then finally, finish off that shelf. William Younger, The Wine and Food Society, God's Men and Wine. And I just found this in a recent book haul, and it looks fascinating. Came out in 1966. And it's an entire history of wine. Beautifully illustrated thing. Well, it looks really interesting, so I'm hoping to get to that here sometime soon. That was the, one, two, three, fourth shelf of this 15th bookcase. There is another shelf, but it's basically piles of sports magazines, just piles of them, and an encyclopedia. What is it? Columbia Encyclopedia, old dated encyclopedia. So actually, I'm going to wrap up the 15th bookcase with this shelf here, and I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you when we get to bookcase number 16, which is a fun one. So thank you, BookTube.